Today's show begins in the Los Angeles area, where we'll introduce you to the latest blue-chip quarterback to come out of Southern California. That's this week's 5-Star Feature. For many years, the greater Los Angeles area has been known as a hotbed for top quarterback prospects. Among the 5-star QBs Southern California has produced lately, Ohio State starter C.J. Stroud and Alabama's Heisman winner Bryce Young. One of the best players in the area this year is Malachi Nelson at Los Alamitos High School.
It's great football around here. We got a lot of great teams, a lot of teams ranked high. It's the best of the best, right? And, it's cool to be a part of it because, it pushes you to be better every day. I mean, especially on my team, we have a lot of talented football players and we make each other better every day.
Growing up in this part of the country, Malachi admired several California quarterbacks who came before him. He's been playing the position since he was little, and he arrived at Los Alamitos with wisdom beyond his years.
Fell in love with football at a young age, and it was clear to my parents that that's what I wanted to do. And they kept me in a couple other things just in case, I wanted to fall back on baseball or basketball. But when I was like 12 years old, I kind of stopped playing baseball and basketball, and I was just like, this is what I want to do. I want to play quarterback.
Well, the recruiters are out and they're just wowing over this kid that we have, who's a freshman, and even then you could talk to him at a different level. And he had an outstanding freshman career. He's a part-time starter. He split time with the returning starter senior quarterback, which is very difficult to do. But we could see his anticipation and understanding of the game to go along with those great tools that he had, even as a ninth grader.
COVID shortened his sophomore season, but he was still able to throw for 23 touchdowns in a short 6-game spring season. Then as a junior, he continued to impress by completing 62% of his passes for 2,690 yards and 39 touchdowns, while leading the team to a 9-2 record.
They say when they're rating guys for the NFL level, he doesn't have an NFL arm, but he has NFL anticipation, which makes up for his arm. Well, he has both. He has an NFL arm and the NFL anticipation, which makes him wicked deadly.
Definitely my accuracy, and I like the pressure, so I feel like in those moments I really shine. And I feel like when you look for a quarterback, you really need to make sure when you get put in hard positions, they can succeed, and that's something I feel like I'm pretty good at.
It's fun, scoring touchdowns all the time. Malachi has a great arm, so it's a lot of fun.
He can beat you any which way. You're just basically going to pick your poison. We face defenses that are extremely well coached, but he has such a high football IQ that he is always dissecting your defense with his eyes and deciding. And when he comes off the field and we talk about what he's seeing, it's at such an extremely high level that you just let the kid play. And you have such great faith that he's going to make those great decisions. And the checks that we allow him to make or that he makes is just pretty special at a level that I've never seen before.
Malachi is a consensus 5-star prospect, and ESPN ranks him as the #1 overall player for 2023.
It's cool. I'm not going to say it's not cool, but it's definitely something that I wanted to achieve. But at this point, whether I'm number 2 or number 3, and depending on all the different ranking sites, in my head I know what I feel like I'm the best quarterback in the nation, and I feel like there's nobody that can really mess with me. So that's just that's my thinking. I'm not a selfish guy or a stuck-up guy at all. That's how I feel, and if the rankings don't feel that way, it's cool. I'm still going to go out there and I'm still going to play my hardest, and that's what you can count on.
Nelson's talent earned him scholarship offers from all over the country. In July of 2021, he committed to Lincoln Riley's Oklahoma Sooners. But last November, when Riley took the USC job, suddenly the idea of staying close to home became much more appealing for Malachi. He switched his verbal commitment from OU to USC just 2 days after Riley was named the Trojans' new head coach.
Hopped on the phone with him once he had been back and settled, and man, it was just, it all came together, right? I mean, originally I was choosing between staying home at SC with, the other coaching staff, and I felt that Lincoln was going to develop me better at Oklahoma, so it ended up working out when, Coach Riley brought the whole staff over here to SC, and it worked out. It's going to be cool. My family has a good relationship with all the people over there, as do I. It's 30 minutes from here, so it works out pretty well.
Naturally, Malachi's long-term goal is to reach the NFL, but it's just as important to him to lift up others along the way. Just as the previous generation inspired him to become a 5-star quarterback, Malachi wants to do his part to motivate California's next crop of signal callers.
I want to go all the way. I want to go to the NFL, and through that, I feel like using my platform to influence others and help them better themselves at the same time of achieving my goal of playing in the NFL.
Malachi came in today to the office, and I was in there with our associate head coach Bruce Bible, and he walked out, and I go, hey, I'm going to miss that guy. Not as a player. I mean, obviously everybody would miss him as a player, his elite athleticism, but just as a kid, he's a super special person all the way around. And I know he understands his platform and how many people that he can reach. And, interesting, by nature, he's an introvert. He just wants to be one of the guys, but he understands his responsibility, not just as a quarterback, but as all the exposure that he brings to our school. But I think he does a phenomenal job.
Thanks for checking out Sports Stars of Tomorrow on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and please subscribe to our channel so you see all of the latest content.